aesthetics of your notes.
Oh, no, it's all good. But I definitely have a combatant for next year for mine.
Ooh.
Tails. Mild Tails Prowler.
Tail
Does
from
he-
DuckTales.
Is he going to be loaded out with the flame?
No.
That's not the same Tails?
No,
Well, that is the same Tails, but
He's gonna
it's
get
not a
the
loadout.
He's gonna get the X Fighter from Sonic X.
Ooh.
He's got a mech.
I mean,
Is a weapon.
he makes shit all the time.
He's got Robotech.
That's why
Is he technically like Tony Stark level?
Yes, and he's also 8 years old.
Wait.
Is
he like human?
Oh,
I see how it is. He gets like the regular milk.
This is I brought it from
I
home.
get the weird legal.
Fine, you fucking take that. I'll take the legal pad.
I'm just fucking with you.
Do the backside of it.
Oh,
Jesus, this guy.
Late and dumb, Jesus.
I think that's a perfect segue into the episode.
Jesus.
you're giving me just the marker to write with, not the pen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to March Mayhem.
Wrong guy.
So, today's battle is who, Alex?
Handsome Jack from the Borderlands series and Isaac of Golden Sun fame.
Continuing the rivalry between Jordan and Ryan, who officially hate each other.
This is like
They're never speaking to each other again.
Never.
a full grudge match on that side of the bracket.
So, alright, do they have any other matchups against each other? Orange and black are their stars on Sean's bracket here.
So
Orange and black. That's red and black.
So they won't have any unless there's more in the
next
second
round.
round.
Yeah.
So this could tie up the rivalry, leading to a tiebreaker in the second round.
True.
So this is going to be a fun battle because I don't know either of these characters at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I the only one that?
I got some Borderlands
okay.
knowledge.
The only Borderlands game I've played is Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which was suggested by Ryan. So I don't know, and I love that game, and I don't know if that helps Jordan's character or Ryan's character, you know? So it could go either way there.
How have you not played any of the others of the series?
The guy on the cover freaks me out.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a game right up your alley. Literally millions of weapons.
Yeah, don't put a weird fucking character in the front of the box art, and you got me.
I mean, it is an enemy. Anyway, that's semantics. We'll get into that later.
I'm excited for this one. I am excited.
Are you familiar with Golden Sun?
I just said neither.
No, I'm saying Sean, not you.
I am not. So this will be new to me.
Okay, so then yes, I'm
so
the
pressure is on both of you to really make compelling cases because me, Joe, and then half of Sean are going based off whatever you tell us. So
you could make up bullshit, and I'd be the only one to be like, technically.
and to be fair, I'm only going off your argument, so I would discount whatever he says. So
That's fair.
you guys can literally both say they come out with golden guns. Golden Sun, golden gun. Does Isaac have a golden gun? We'll
You
find
only
out.
live twice.
All right. So who is the highest seed?
The highest seed is Handsome Jack in this case.
Has Jordan won a coin toss yet?
Well,
No,
he always does Tails, and Tails never fails, but it seems to always fail. So
it's always failed.
good charm.
Jordan, did you say tails?
No, heads.
watch, it'll be Tails this
Oh.
time.
He's tossing.
Yes!
I think that app is rigged this time.
I think it's been heads 4 times in a row now.
Well, to be fair, every time I go to restart, I do 2 test throws, and the test throws come out tails usually, and then I restart it, and then it'll be 50-50 either heads or tails after those 2. All right, so Jordan, do you want to go first or second?
I'm going to defer.
All right.
Ooh. Up to the plate comes Tango, leading in Isaac.
All right. So, Isaac is the main protagonist from the Golden Sun series. I'm going with the first Golden Sun because it's the only one I've played all the way through. So, yeah. The loadout I'm going for with this particular Isaac is equipping the Gaia Blade, an artifact weapon that is blessed by Venus. It is the best weapon in the game. It is... it has the most powerful Unleash, which is like basically a critical type of thing, but it's a magic effect. It has a certain % chance. Also on his equipment, I'm going to have the Warrior's Helm, which increases the Unleash rate to 10% of the or by 10% at the time. The Hyper Boots, which increase it by another 12%. And then the Spiked Armor, which increases it to a total of over half of the time I do an extremely powerful... the Titan Blade is what it is called, is described in the game as... I just had it here. The wielder summons a colossal yellow sword crashing down and into the area where the target is, letting loose a veritable water spout of yellow energy as it digs into the target and detonating in a large, bright explosion of purple energy. Like I said, it is a mythical artifact, so it's essentially like the god's wrath being rained down on somebody, and 2/3 of the time I have it come off. Not only that, but I'm using the ninja class at the highest rank of master, which unlocks the assassination skill, which amplifies the damage by 1.5% after all other calculations are done. So essentially, if Isaac taps you, and 2/3 out of the time, it's a one-hit kill for essentially any enemy in the game. He's quick. He has some of the highest HP in the game. He has decent defense stats, the highest attack, and the I think either highest or second highest agility in the game. So he's extremely fast, he's extremely strong, he's extremely smart, solving puzzles that haven't been solved for millennia throughout the entire game. And he's blessed by essentially all of the gods in the game. And yeah, that is Isaac.
Jordan.
My character is Handsome Jack, who is the main overarching villain of the Borderlands series. He is the head of the Hyperion Corporation, is a master manipulator who is able to basically buy his way to do anything he wants done. He commands multiple doppelgangers that look exactly like him to as a way of diffusing where he actually is in the game. The Borderlands series is known for its weaponry, mostly guns, obviously, and that do any number of things. So he has access to any gun, especially anything made by his Hyperion Corporation. While not exactly a fighter, he is, however, very skilled at commanding his presence to have people do that. So he has access to Hyperion robots, the weaponry. I think he has a massive space laser as well. He has his trusty stallion, Butt Stallion, who is a horse made of living diamond. So diamond, also impenetrable. So shield. He is able to command. He would find ways to suppress Isaac's abilities. He is he has the ability to suppress a siren's powers to stop them from being able to attack. So I feel like he could find a way to advance that and stop that. I would say he seems like a very adept politician. And as we all know, you can't kill politicians. They keep coming back. Can't get rid of them. Despite his cold facade, he is a family man So he has compassion and is able to find ways to get what he wants. I yield my time.
Rebuttals.
I'm going to have to speak fast. First of all, I would just like to say that to win this battle, you would have to have a miracle, right? Well, the final boss of Golden Sun is defeating a miracle, in quotes, from the game, where a colossal 3-headed dragon called the Doom Dragon comes up, and I kill that shit. So, the other thing is, it's not like we're going to have months of research ahead of time. It's not like he's going to be able to study the psi energy that is from this world to have those specific specifications to lock it up. And the other thing, they also have magic powers. He has the powers to create giant hands that can pick things up, move boulders. So Butt Stallion could just be picked up by a giant hand, and then I wail on your face with a fucking sword. And yeah.
See, I would argue that Handsome Jack has the ability to deceive you entirely. He was able to claim complete credit for killing the Vault Guardian, which was a gigantic monster. And even though it was defeated by 4 Vault Hunters, Jack claimed responsibility. Everyone believes that. So, for all you know, Isaac could be fighting Jack, and it's not actually Jack. And so technically could have the ability of all the Vault Hunters, and you would never know. Because you said we don't have research, so he might not know who Handsome Jack is, or what he looks like. So Isaac could believe he's fighting Handsome Jack, but not actually, and then he can claim credit for winning.
Ooh. So Joe, you're gonna get questions when they're done. So,
I guess, do we get follow-up rebuttals or no?
Yes. Yeah, you still have 2 minutes for follow-up rebuttals.
I would say that, once again, Isaac has solved trials made by gods. And while Handsome Jack may be smart, he is still a mortal man, as we find out from his death in the games. I would just say that, can it be said that Handsome Jack is wiser than the gods?
But do you have to be wiser in order to can you be more deceptive and manipulative? To not necessarily mean you have to be smart, just you have to be good at it.
Andrew is our resident expert on BSing.
I also just want to say, sometimes science nerds are bitches. Just straight from It's Always Sunny. My boy Mac told us that.
Yeah,
So-
they could be a lying bitch.
So are CEOs.
He is.
I mean,
At this point, I'm okay with moving on to questions.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe.
Joe.
You know that.
So, Joe,
You're going to start off with questioning.
yes, and just not your own lateness. What's your question there?
I mean, my take on it is just that I'm hearing a lot about how Handsome Jack is like a great politician and manipulative person, which I feel helps him in a society. I'm not hearing a lot about how he can defeat Isaac in just like just a straight up violence fight. If it comes to blows, it sounds like Isaac has way more damage inflicting abilities. All I've heard about Handsome Jack is he's got some type of like sci-fi type weapons, and he's got some type of.
He's got robots, a living diamond horse, and he is
I
a
feel like
skilled
the
gunfighter.
living diamond horse, I feel like it doesn't matter. Diamonds. Can
It doesn't.
Hard
I
material.
had a
What the-
picture of it, and it was funny.
Unobtainium and
I do like Butt Stallion.
I know, right?
I don't know. I mean, like,
These are questions, Joe, not your deliberations.
but like, I guess so. Where I'm going with this is like,
What's his?
I'd like to address Joe's unasked question.
Well, what does Isaac or what does
Are
Handsome
you
Jack
asking how he can fight?
What does Handsome Jack have that can defeat Isaac's magic abilities? Like all I'm hearing is that he has guns.
Okay, hold on. I
What the
think
fuck's the question here?
my question is asking what Joe really wants to know, and that is a question for Jordan. How does Handsome Jack suppress abilities in Borderlands? Like, what is it that suppresses those abilities? Because you mentioned that he.
Technology.
What kind of technology?
So what he specifically uses is a ring, so like a collar type thing that he throws on, I believe, not Maya, Lilith, and that suppresses all of her magic abilities. So he is smart enough to be able to get on her to stop her.
So
I'd also like to address Joe's unasked question.
Are they a caller?
You are assuming that the world of Borderlands and Pandora is civilized. It's not.
Okay.
It's like the Wild West, full of monsters and bandits and just general violence that will basically kill anything. It is not a lawful place. It's completely lawless.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the ability to survive in that kind of environment.
So, I have one other question, but I would rather hear the other judges' questions before I ask it, because that might change everything.
Shall we go next?
So I know we had mentioned that Jack has access to mechs and weaponry. I know it's not necessarily a loadout in this case, but what is he specifically bringing to this fight? Like, is it when you're doing a boss battle? Is it both? Is it just one?
Does he have a fabricator that can make weapons, or is it just he has a weapon?
So essentially, just to narrow it down, what is he specifically bringing to this fight?
I would say in this specific instance, he is bringing probably his best gun possible. That probably talks back to him.
Yep, I know the weapon.
I would say the mechs are a near endless supply because it's as a space planet, so they can basically drop ship mechs to fight as like fodder. I know it's kind of cheating, but it is technically like that's how the game works. It's endless waves of mechs.
Okay.
Alright, so for the first time, I have more than one question. Okay. Question one is for Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the blade is blessed by Venus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In Golden Sun, are the gods and goddesses real beings?
They're not like on Earth all of the time. Like they summon things and they create things, and actually this kind of works into that's where all of the magic comes from, is like the blessings from like the gods who are named after the planets. So as opposed to being like iridium based, like the sirens, he is blessed by the gods to be able to do these magic abilities.
All right, because that makes a huge difference. Jordan,
Yes.
a possible two-parter for you. How many doppelgangers can Jack summon at once?
It's not so much a summons as he hires. So
How
it's.
many can he bring it in, or can he bring in?
I would say in this instance he probably has 4,
And
just as like a general base.
part 2, is there any difference between them and Jack? Can you tell any sort of difference?
I believe any difference is like minuscule, but they are essentially the same person. The only way you can tell difference is Jack has an actual scar across his face that he hides by his mask, and the actors would not have that scar.
They don't have masks, though.
Yes, they're all wearing the same mask, so they would look identical.
All right. That's all I got. Makes a huge difference as well.
So that leads into my question, actually. That's perfect. Is Handsome Jack actually participating in the tournament? Is he sending, quote-unquote, a champion that looks like him, or is it really Jack? That I will tell you right now.
To deceive even us that are making the rules.
That is why I'm saying, like, for me, that is the vote swayer for me is it really him participating, or is it just his doppelgangers he's hired?
I would like to object to the idea of it's just a doppelgangers, because that's just a non-starter for me to even be able to win.
I would say you may never know. That's the whole point. Is
No.
you wouldn't know until you actually defeated him and found out if it's him or not. You may not know. So that is up in the air.
I feel like just the concept of the tournament.
But for the Transcend tournament, I'd say he probably is.
I'd say each judge can take that into their own opinion.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I think you and I are the same way with it.
I do have one question though for Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I know Isaac is fast and strong and smart and blessed by the gods. Specific question though is his speed short bursts or long time, like a long span of time to go fast?
Technically, it's infinite. You don't ever have to go to an inn. He never has to go to sleep. He could just be up the entire time in one stretch, literally defeating and being blessed by every single god, and then fighting and defeating the miracle at the end of the game named the Doom Dragon. He can do that all in one day.
Okay. Any other questions for anyone?
I've got one. What's Handsome Jack's strategy to get the anti-magic collar on Isaac?
I would say distraction. Distract him with either a doppelganger or himself, and have a separate doppelganger come up behind him to put it on.
Follow-up question. How old is Isaac in the game?
I fucking have no idea. I don't even know if it mentions it.
Go to the first vote. If you want to start thinking, I can Google it.
Because that might also determine part of this. I know he's intelligent because he's able to solve puzzles, but intelligence is not always intelligence. Like street smarts versus book smarts.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, So I want to know
I was already Googling Isaac to see the sort
Isaac
of guy.
Golden's son, how old?
I'm assuming GS is Golden Sun because
Yes.
there's a bunch of them. 17.
17.
Okay,
Ooh,
so he's
late.
got street smarts.
And how old is Handsome Jack?
He is roughly 31 or in that range.
He's in the 30s to 40s range.
Alright, so Joe, you get the first vote. While you're thinking, you're the first. Yeah, I was just-
Well, he's like while you're.
I want to give you a little
thinking,
pomp and circumstance for once.
Thank you.
Jesus
Um,
Christ, thank you.
I mean, I might. You fucking people.
Go with your gut. What is
what do you
it?
mean?
My gut says this has to go to Isaac because by every measure that I'm hearing, he's got the leg up in the combat skills and in the defensive abilities with magical weapons and blessed by the gods and all this type of stuff. The only thing that comes to mind for me that Handsome Jack can do to win is he's got to get the anti-magic collar on Isaac, and I think that's a roll of the dice as to whether he can really do it. You're right, he's got more personal experience, more life experience. The doppelgangers are a reasonable strategy, but I don't think they're a slam dunk. I think Isaac's force can just blast through these type of guys, and I think he's.
So you're saying Isaac would just murder innocent actors?
I mean, if it's a death battle, yeah, I guess. I heard about Isaac only targeting
Evil or anything.
evil people.
Okay.
Alex, your vote.
So honestly, because I'm familiar with Golden Sun, I didn't remember how old Isaac was, and that was the determining factor for me because a lot of the art has him looking fairly young. In Golden Sun, if he was like 14 or 15, I would say that Handsome Jack definitely can convince him otherwise to put it on. But 17, I know it was a point with Link versus Cassandra about the age thing, but I feel like here it actually is relevant, the age thing. Isaac, is mature enough to not necessarily be persuaded super easily. So unfortunately, I got to give the vote to Isaac. If he was just younger, I would have given it to Handsome Jack. That was my tipping point, was that question. So so whoever ends up winning, I want you to know, like, that was a ultimate. Just the age was my point of.
All because this battle takes place on March 25th, and Isaac's birthday was on March 24th.
Really? I didn't know. I had made that up. Oh, I was like, I had no idea about that.
Son of a bitch, I believe you.
I didn't. Again, he's the expert bullshitter here.
I like that line of thinking.
So, for me, the big thing that this is going to come down to is the fact that we established that Handsome Jack has hordes at his disposal. And with this hinging just on this anti-magic collar, I feel like the numbers are literally against Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about hordes of people coming at him, even if it's just a decoy of Handsome Jack's, I think it's inevitable that collar is getting on Isaac, just because of the sheer hordes and numbers of people that he's going up against. And I feel like once that collar's on him and that magic is neutralized, Jack just has to sit back and keep shooting at him. So, with the added horse, the diamond horse, he also has maneuverability. So he's not just sitting pretty. Yes.
He literally is.
But I'm going with Handsome Jack in this one.
Andrew.
Something we didn't talk about was that there's I didn't hear anything explicitly said there's only one collar. You could have, a bazillion hordes.
True. It's just he has to get
You could even have a placebo collar and make him think he has no magic.
the.
I just made that up.
Yeah, we're not going with that one. But Andrew.
So, I'm not going to say my vote first this time.
Oh fuck.
So,
Thanks.
here's the thing. The goddess Venus has blessed Isaac's sword, correct?
The Gaia blade, yes.
In soldiers, Venus's blessings give them luck. And luck is huge, especially when the gods and goddesses are real. That can be the difference between that 1/3 unleash not hitting or the 2/3 hitting almost every time. Handsome Jack has identical doppelgangers. So, if the sword is blessed by luck, I would say probably more times than not, that sword is hitting the real Handsome Jack, which is activating the Unleashed more times than not. Now, the other thing, as Sean brought up, Handsome Jack has hordes at his disposal. Only the sword is blessed by Venus. That means Isaac himself is not lucky. The sword is. If Handsome Jack gets the collar on him, or if the sword is not in play at all, luck goes out the question, and you've got humanoid versus humanoid. Magic versus technology. Now, at that point, who fucking wins? Do you go with magic and the gods, or do you go with Handsome Jack's unlimited technology?
This is Thor versus Ant-Man all over again.
I don't know where else to go.
Once luck is out of the equation, Handsome Jack wins. Can Handsome Jack eliminate the luck? I think with the doppelgangers and the hordes, eventually that collar is getting on Isaac. And I give my vote to Handsome Jack, with technology and numbers outweighing luck at some point.
So well reasoned.
So we're going to a coin flip again.
We're going to a coin flip, which ultimately comes down to Isaac's luck.
That's first.
Gordon.
Is it?
You can have the digital coin flip. I can get a real coin, or Alex can roll the Skull Crusher.
The D100.
Even and odd decides the winner.
What sounds fair to you, Ryan?
Since I have literally won every single one of the chances of odds thus far, I am going to not select. just so I have plausible deniability if I
Have
win this.
seen luck at Mario Party.
Yes,
We have first-hand
yes, yes.
experience.
Yeah,
The app is not flawed. It is just Ryan is incredibly lucky. So Jordan, I can get a real coin, digital coin, or we can go even and odd on the Skull Crusher.
I'm gonna go even and odds in Skull Crusher.
Holy
All right,
shit!
Jordan, do you want even or do you want odd?
I want evens.
You want evens.
All right.
I didn't bring it for this reason.
And it falls off the
You're at an angle,
It
Andrew.
doesn't
It's
want to
gonna-
stay on the table. You might have to roll it on the table.
Oh, what's the top number?
17.
Ah,
The luck is real.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know why. I feel bad about that. For what it's worth, I feel bad about that.
I'll be honest, don't. I bullshit that entire thing.
Again,
That was probably your best chance, though. The
hold on.
D100.
Jordan, what would you have picked on the coin flip?
Probably heads, just based on how heads has been going.
It's fucking tails. I'm gonna lose my shit.
It would have been heads.
Okay.
It really was
That
luck.
coin app is fine.
Isaac's
Moving on. He's gonna be facing
Wow.
Sub-Zero in the next round.
luck
Oh.
in electric beats technology.
All right. Well, thank you, and
Congrats to Isaac.
yeah.
Thank you.
That was a very difficult match, especially, to judge.
Next,
Next time we're looking at Gamerz versus Crazy
Oh,
Man.
Jesus Christ.
it's another Sean and Alex
God.
duo, so this is gonna be interesting.
This is number 1 of 4, or number 2 of 4.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Come back next time as we have another incredibly hard matchup to judge.